Hello. Oh, I think there is some problem.
Oh,
Yeah, hi. Hi, Pranav. You can unmute and talk if you want.
yeah. I am going to sixth grade, and yeah, I'm going to sixth grade.
Wow. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm glad that you thought that this was important to join, and welcome to the session. Thank you.
Welcome. Thanks for hosting this webinar.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll just wait a couple of more minutes and we'll get started. And yeah, we have. Hi, Vamshi.
Hi, Jalan.
Hi. Hi, Bindu. You can unmute yourself and introduce. Bindu?
Hi, I'm Bindu from Richland, Washington.
Okay, so how did you hear about the webinar?
Actually, this is for my sons. I just logged in. My sister-in-law, Deepa, she is in India, so she informed me about this meeting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she did mention. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining in. It's late for the kids, but I know they will, definitely benefit from it. Thank you so much, Bindu.
Thank you. I hope so. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Hi, Yogesh. Okay. Okay. So I think we are all quite ready. We'll just wait for another minute and we'll get started. So yeah, anybody has anything else to have in mind, or something which is just propping up, you can unmute and talk. Hi, Chandu. And yeah, so okay, so we have many students here, and we are glad that this is for you all, and since you could join, that makes our mission successful. So we'll just. I wanted to start. This is a new series, so I just wanted to start.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
So is this for? I'm a preteen, so is this also for preteens?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you can listen, and definitely it will help you.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, just giving a little bit of background of Let Us Talk It webinars. It just so happened that we were in our general a 9 a.m. call, and an idea propped, and it came to our mind that why don't we share our the talents within the team, why don't we share it and share with each other. And then the concept of Let Us Talk It webinar started with our internal team. And then definitely we made it strong all through the year. And it became popular. And from last and one thing that we never ever missed a webinar a day when we promised that we will have a webinar. So that's the strong going that it started last year April, and it's going strong. And from this year, from June, it started 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, for our technical and other areas. And Today is the start of our Let Us Talk It Youth webinar series. We are super excited when this idea came. Everybody, openly accepted it, and we started working. And the result is here. We are here with another session. So welcome all of you to this very important session of the youth webinar. And today definitely promises the start of a supremely exciting series, especially for us. Here, I take the liberty to represent all the parents to see how our new talents, our youths, share their knowledge and connect and resonate across the world through this platform. With our talented youths, there is no doubt that this series will be exceptionally positive for all of us and a new beginning in many, many ways. So, like you can understand, I'm super excited, but just will let you know that the session will be of three parts. The initial part will be each speaker introducing themselves and talking about the topic, to what they understand and what they do about the schedules. And then it will be a short interactive session among themselves. And then the third part will be open to general question answer session where you can unmute and ask your question. Till then, please, everyone, mute yourself. And if you have a question, do write it in the chat box. And now all the initial part is done. So now super excited for today's topic, which is how teens are managing their quarantine schedules. And to give this presentation, we have super dynamic youths with us today. We have Aditi, high school graduate, who describes herself to be hardworking. We have the people's person, Astha, who is also a high school graduate. We have the jumpy personality, as she describes herself, but a multi-talented youth, Srishti, who is also a high school graduate. We have the outgoing and fun Adarsh, who is also a high school senior. And then we have the people's person and the most youngest and the wisest person of the group, Abhinav, who I've given the work of being the moderator so that I can just sit back and relax and enjoy. So over to you, Abhinav. Honored to have you all in this session.
Thank you so much, Ms. Chatterjee, for giving us that amazing introduction. So we're going to start with each of us presenting our schedule and just talking a little bit about ourselves and presenting our schedules. So I'd first like to start with Adarsh Parki. On to you, Adarsh.
Thank you so much. Yes, that introduction was very welcoming. So a little bit about myself. Hi, my name is Adarsh Parki. I'm going to be a senior next year at Troy High School. I love to learn, whether it's sewing, which I'll get to a little bit in my schedule. I'm very outgoing, kind, caring, and all that positive energy and attitude. I'm very outgoing, like I said before. I also really love to dance. I was in ISA, which is the Indian American Student Association, for my freshman and sophomore year. I was Bollywood choreo my sophomore year, and I didn't do it my junior year due to a lot of work, but I'm going to be Zahara captain, which is a dance team that I have participated in my freshman and sophomore year. What else? I am also a part of the Troy Colts band. I marched for 3 years, my freshman, sophomore, and junior year. I played sousaphone. I was section and squad leader last year, and next year I'm going to be drum major. Hopefully that goes all well. I also love to swim. I did varsity swim for all 3 years of high school thus far. I'm also trying to work out, which I'll get to the schedule later on. I love playing the guitar and love making origami and crafts during my free time. Obviously reading too. My favorite book thus far is Graceling, which was published in 2007. I also have a great love for science, whether it's neuroscience or cardiology, and I'm planning to major on it in the future. And on to the next slide. So here you can see my schedule. I usually wake up moderately late, which is 9 to 11 a.m. And the first thing I do is drink my fruit smoothie. I later have lunch at 12 p.m. and then That's when my day starts. I usually start finishing homework, which is during quarantine. Right now, I'm taking summer school, government civics. I also studied for APs during my quarantine time. I also practice for a drum major, which can apply to quarantine for my auditions. And right now, I'm doing drum major stuff, which requires conducting, macing, and marching. So I have to prepare for that for the season. I also play the guitar and tuba. I sometimes get crafty, practice dance, learn Python, which is a code, and then I specifically snack at 3:30. Workouts usually happen in the evenings. Yes, it's true, it's supposed to happen in the mornings, but I'm usually used to it in the evenings. Also, the fact that I don't really wake up early. Then I sue with the help of my mom during quarantine because a lot of health professionals did not have a lot of cotton masks, so we made them for it. We made them for them. Then I have dinner between 7 to 8 p.m. Sometimes I cook because I love cooking. Then we have family time, and then we sleep, which varies between 10 p.m. and 12 a.m. And obviously, I'm a night owl, as you can see. Um, the schedule is very flexible. Obviously, I don't do all the afternoon activities in a single day and every day. I have to prioritize and distribute the work. I like flexible schedules because if something quickly comes up, instead of stressing about it and conflicting with my schedule, I can easily work around it. For example, for band, drum major during these times and in the past, and helping the band brings a lot of problems and that need to be solved, and we have to be up on our feet. So the schedule kind of helps. I'm not trying to say that this flexible method is better than a well-planned schedule, but this is something that works out for me and suits my needs. So that's me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that, Adarsh. That was amazing. Moving on to Aditi. Aditi, on to you.
Thank you so much. I'm Aditi Kulkarni. I will be attending Michigan State's James Madison College and Honors College in the fall with a major in international relations and a minor in Spanish. I was the theater kid in high school. I was a theater lighting technician for 3 years, and I did props for 1 year. I was also a theater officer for 2 years. Some of my hobbies include gardening. I have a vegetable garden in my backyard. Baking, I'll bake anything from cheesecakes to birthday cakes to cupcakes. Arizona, and I really would love to travel to Seattle one day. And in the future, I'd like to be an intelligence analyst in the FBI and hopefully own my own cafe. So onto my schedule. So I'm definitely a morning person. So I'll wake up anywhere between 6:30 and 7 a.m. And I'll make my coffee and do any chores such as watering my garden. And I'll finish up any work that I have to do, such as anything I have to do for my MSU orientation. I just know that I work the best in the morning. And then I'll have lunch. In the afternoons, I can really do anything that works for my schedule, whether it be gardening, baking, painting, napping, crafting, reading, writing. It's a very flexible afternoon. I can really choose what fits best for that day. In the evenings, I'll spend time with my family and have dinner, and then I'll go to sleep pretty early. So that's my schedule. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Aditi. Person presenting is Asta Dalal.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Asa Dalal. I'm 18 years old, and I kind of like to introduce myself as an extrovert because I love talking to people and I love making new friends and everything. So my two most important priorities in my life are my family and my friends. This fall, I'm planning on going to MSU in the Lyman Briggs College, and I'm going to be majoring in neuroscience. Aside from studying, I really, really like to dance. So just like many other people in this chat, I am also a dancer. I have done the Indian American Student Association, or ISA, for the last 4 years of high school. I have done Zahara as well, which is a competitive dance team. Aside from dancing in school, I also dance outside of school. So the video over there is one of the YouTube videos that me and Adarsh filmed together. And so basically, I love to dance. Aside from being a dancer, I'm also a medical enthusiast. Like I said, I'm planning to go into neuroscience, or at least medicine for sure. And so I like to surround myself with a lot of medical activities. So I have done the Health Organization for Students in America, which is called HOSA. And the picture on this slide is of me presenting at one of the national science fairs that I was invited to. So now kind of jumping over to my schedule, I am also a night owl, so I typically wake up a little bit later in the day. I wake up at 9:30 or 10, and then my first go-to is coffee. So I need a full cup of coffee to function. And then after I get my coffee, I work for at least 2 hours. I just started a summer job, and like a DT, I also have MSU orientations to attend. So this is typically the time I get that done in. After that, I like to work out, and my go-to workout method is dance. I like to dance at least an hour or two every single day. I'm a classical dancer, and next year is going to be my Arangetram, which is basically a classical graduation. And so I've been training for that, and during my 1 or 2 hours of dance, I like to spend some time prepping for my classical training. And then after I'm done dancing, I like to study for at least 3 to 4 hours. I am doing an MSU summer course in health and nutrition. And so during my afternoon time, I like to spend at least 4 hours studying and getting ahead on the course. And then my evenings are pretty flexible. Like I said, my two most important priorities are my family and my friends. So I like to split up my evenings, spending time with my family, like we'll watch a movie or play board games, or I might make some plans with my friends and go out. But that's typically my day, and then I sleep kind of late. I like to sleep around 11:30 or 12:30. But overall, that's my schedule. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Asta. That was amazing. So the next person presenting is me. Hey everyone, I'm Abhinav. I'm Abhinav Anand, and I'm a student at Troy High. I am a talkative, happy-go-lucky person, and I love to cook, bake, and eat. I'm a vegetarian, so exploring vegetarian delicacies in different types of cuisine is my specialty. I love history and traveling to historical places. I am also a Bharatanatyam dancer, which is a traditional South Indian dance form, and I've extensively studied its theory under several well-known teachers. I love singing and sing Carnatic music, which is a traditional Indian kind of music, and Western music. I also love to act, and am part of the Troy Theater program, in which I've been able to perform on their prestigious stage. I love Sanskrit, and I have knowledge of the Vedas and Upanishads, which are ancient spiritual texts, along with the Puranas, the Itihasa Puranas, such as the Ramayana and Mahabharata. So my schedule in COVID is really simple and flexible. If we were, in our normal schedules right now, monotonous, especially for a student, because a student would just wake up, go to school, do his extracurricular activities, come back home, sleep, and the next day it's going to be the same thing. But since there's a pause in that routine, we have so much time and we don't know what to do with it. So we have to use that time productively. So I try to wake up and sleep as early as I can. And each day I set a goal for myself on what I want to do. This goal could be anything, whether riding your bike for 2 hours, like I learned how to make Indian flatbread from my mom. Besides this goal, I have a set of things that I have to achieve every day. I like to dedicate 2 hours of yoga, meditation, and prayer. I also, since I teach scripture to people who are interested, I have to read a lot in order to understand the interpretation of that scripture. A lot of my time is also devoted to summer schooling and just studying for the future. What I realized is that during this time, it's important that we remain active. Since I'm a Bharatanatyam dancer, it involves a lot of physical activity. And for all the sportsmen and dancers out there, if we don't practice during this time, our body will become lazy. And when we resume, dancing or playing sports, our body will start to resist. So it's really important to practicing during this time period. A 6th century Tamil poet known as Tiruvalluvar has said, "One who gives into forgetfulness, procrastination, sleepiness, and laziness is on the path to failure." And during this time, we are prone to these qualities because we have so much time on our hands. So it's important to use this time wisely and productively. Thank you. The next person presenting is Shrishti.
Hi everyone, I'm Shrishti Chilla. I'm 17 years old and I've just graduated from high school. Yes, this slide might look like a lot, but I'm just more of kind of a visual person, and this slide is just like my personality, bursting with fun, color, and I guess overall outgoing person. Um, my long-term goals in life are simple: to hopefully get a PhD in neuroscience and psychology, which I'm doing at Wayne State University, and well, to live a happy, satisfactory life. I've already started my freshman year back in April with the hopes that I graduate a year early. Apart from studies, I do have quite a few hobbies and activities that I'm a part of and that I enjoy doing. I love dancing, and it's one of my ways to really express myself. I have been a part of ISA, which I think Asta mentioned is Indian American Student Association. And I did both classical and Bollywood dances. I've done choreography, Bollywood choreography for 2 years with my friend Asta, and we do make a good dance team. I've also been with the competitive dance team Zahara for almost 2-ish years, 1 year being just dance and rest of it just me making logos, stage props, and t-shirt designs. I'm also one of the board members of Intezar Dance Competition, which is one of Michigan's biggest high school dance competitions. Other than dance, I love doing art in my free time. I do regular pencil art, painting, digital art. I also like experimenting with mehendi, also known as henna. This is another way I put down my feelings on paper and express myself. I also make flyers for programs here and there. I consider myself to be an athletic person because I've been playing lacrosse for 5 years now, and I really love the sport, but I haven't been working out lately, but I'll get into that later when I talk about my schedule. Towards the end here, we have me singing, and singing plays a huge role in my life. I sing every single day at home, been singing since I was a child. I upload a lot of my singing videos on social media platforms like Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, and I participate in many singing programs almost every month. And honestly, singing's just been a part of my life since forever. So quarantine got me doing all this stuff, and I also been cooking all sorts of food, just trying Chinese food and Thai food. But obviously, to fit all of this into my, I guess, 16-hour-ish time frame, because 8 hours work, 8 hours play, and 8 hours sleep that I get every day, I need to maintain a strict schedule. So moving on to my schedule. Okay, as you can see here, this is like my kind of daily schedule. I usually like writing them down either the night before or the day of, only because if I don't maintain a schedule, consider me a couch potato. You would see me on a couch with my blanket, some cheesecake in front of the TV, and it's not good. It's not good. So here I have my to-do list. As Asta and Adarsh already said, I am a night owl too, and it's bad because I actually get a lot of work done at night, but when I wake up in the morning, I'm just moody, I'm just cranky, and I don't get a lot of stuff done. So I've been trying to wake up early and do like a little studying and then do like a workout because, as I said before, I have not been working out. And as Abhinav said before, if you stop working, you're just gonna not do stuff, I guess. And since that's kind of my thing, because I want to play lacrosse in the future after quarantine, I just got to keep my body moving. And then usually I have 4 to 5 study sessions a day, only because I have college going on right now, and I have to be on top of my work to get my A's and keep my GPA up. So after 4 o'clock, I just have this kind of like flexible schedule for myself, either do my recordings, well, clean my room, I guess, and then do any other stuff that I really want to get done. On the right side of the slide, I have my monthly study planner, which I make at the beginning of every month, just to like keep all of my classes and homeworks, due dates, and everything in one place, so I know when my stuff is due. But other than that, this is my whole schedule. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Shrishti. Now I would like to hand it over to Julian Auntie, who will introduce the interactive session.
Now I need training from you guys. It's just overwhelming to see how you are all sorted your plans of the day. I mean, we are not sorted this well. So, I mean, what a great understanding of who you are, what you do, and so well explained. Thank you so much. And, I have brought my kids to listen into, and they are like, first, they are like, what? We can do so many things. And if you have the same feeling and idea that your kids can also participate, please do email us at webinar@letustalkit.com, or you can connect with me, and your kids can come out with such amazing things. You never know that you don't know what they know. So yes, now we'll be going to this interactive session where Abhinav will be asking questions to his friends, and they will be giving their insights. But if you have any question while they are explaining an answer, if you have any question, you can write it on the chat. You can write it in the comments. If you're following from Facebook or YouTube, please write the questions on the chat. We'll take those questions at the end. So now the interactive session starts with the youth themselves. Go for it, Abhinav.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Jalanati, for that. My first question is, we have so many creative people here. And I know during this time, you're using it to produce a lot of cool music and dance videos. But where do you get your inspiration from? How are you getting creative in this time?
Okay, hi, this is Shristi again. I'll answer this. So for me, basically, I have a lot of time to just like think and, well, I guess daydream. And while I'm just processing my thoughts about how I feel and how everything's just going on, some thoughts just pop up in my brain. And I guess I have a creative brain, so that kind of just makes my imagination just flowing, and stuff that I think, I just put it on paper, and then that becomes art for me. So my motivation and I guess inspiration just comes from me being lonely and just thinking about thoughts.
That's very creative. Using your thoughts to be creative. Sorry, Asta, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was gonna say I'm also one of those people who has been like creating dance videos and kind of doing more choreographies than usual. And I guess one reason for that is because we just have so much time, and you can spend a lot of it doing nothing and sitting on the couch, or you can get up and try moving around and use your brain to like create some new stuff or try to express yourself in the best way. So like Srishti's doing that with her singing and her artwork, and me, I'm kind of letting that out in my dance.
Yeah, that's really nice. I mean, also for as a Bharatanatyam dancer, my biggest inspiration is the internet, because we have a huge platform available, and so many people are posting, their creative choreographies, like our panel members here. It's so useful during this time to get creative, even from there. That's amazing. My next question is: we have a lot of graduates here, and you guys have already started college. Some of you have started your orientation classes. So how did you feel about this year's graduation? I know that every school district tried to make it as amazing as possible, but how did you feel about it? What was your experience?
So hi, this is Asta again. For me, my experience with graduation was really special because I know that things kind of didn't go out as planned. Like we were gonna have the graduation and walk across stage and everything. That didn't really happen exactly how we had planned it to, but I still think that it was special. And just because it didn't happen how it was planned doesn't mean it's any less important. And so I think I'm just very thankful that the school was able to create that for us. And I also think that our parents have done a lot for us, because knowing that we're going through such a weird and rough time and not getting what our expectations were as, our parents have been really supporting us and helping us out and making sure that we still feel special in this time.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to add on to what Asta said. I'm so grateful for Troy High School and just my parents, and honestly all of my friends' parents, because they just came together to just make this happen. And it's kind of cool because honestly we thought that graduating in the year 2020 itself is cool because the number is 2020. It's just cool sounding. But knowing that graduating in during this COVID situation is even more cooler, because once I kind of just like grow up and just people ask me, yo, when did you graduate? I'd be able to tell them it was 2020, and they'd honestly just recognize you just because we graduated in this kind of situation, and we're one of a kind, we're unique.
I completely agree with both you and Asta. I just want to say that I really do appreciate like what Troy High did for us, and even though it was a rather different occasion than we're used to, it's still very much appreciated, and I know it'll be memorable for everyone who attended.
Yeah, that's really true. Audience out there, if we have any graduates out there, please put your thoughts below in the chat section. My next question is, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of you have already started college. So how do you feel about, online school, and how will you manage your extracurriculars? Because there's a possibility that online school might take a lot of your time and you won't have time to do extracurriculars. So how will you manage your time around this, and how do you think college is going to be for you?
I'll answer that. I think that for extracurriculars in general, it's definitely going to be looking very different. And I think it's all just about finding areas that interest you and you make you feel good, but also doing it in a safe way that you will be able to like participate in without any trouble. And so definitely college and extracurriculars, everything's going to look very different, but I do believe that there are ways that we can find new and improved ways that we can tackle this issue.
Kind of adding on to that, I think a lot of colleges are kind of doing a half semester idea. So we're going to be going back to school starting August, September, and then in November, they're going to be sending us back home to spend the rest of the semester at home through online classes, which is something that's going to be a little different. And this is going to happen for the first time because none of the other classes have ever had to deal with something like this. So we'll see how it goes. But it's just become a go with the flow type of thing because you really can't plan ahead in a situation.
Definitely, Aditi and Asta just mentioned out the main points. In my experience, I just want to like give a few examples. Maybe since college is obviously unexpected right now, and how things are going to work out, I just feel like the person, whoever is like attending college and is struggling, just need to know what times they work well in and plan their day according to that. So keep like 8 hours towards your work, and then the rest 8 hours to plan your extracurriculars, because you have 24 hours, you can do it, but just know when you work well, because I know I work well in the morning, so I plan my study sessions and everything in the morning and then have my extracurriculars in the evening after that. So I think just know your timings and work accordingly.
I know I'm not a graduate, However, I am going to be in my senior year. It's my last year before going to college, and I have to make the most of it, obviously. And it's the fact that I have accepted that the COVID virus is going to be there, and it's inevitable. It's inevitable to avoid it. And if I'm like really passionate about something, I'll somehow find a way to do my extracurriculars. And obviously, we have to see how other things unroll. How like they're gonna act on what limiting extracurriculars and opening it up to different students and for their safety and all. However, right now for dance and drum major stuff, we've been doing stuff over Zoom, sometimes meeting, maintaining social distancing. Obviously, a lot of more problems are going to occur. So you have to find like different ways if you're really passionate about something, and if you like it, then you have to just go for it. Nothing should be able to stop you, and this virus isn't stopping me from doing what I love.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that, because from now on, if you go to any class or like dance or music, everything's going to happen online. And like, as you said, you're a drum major, so going for those kind of practices, everything's going to be different. But it is there. Like, there are opportunities to do that. So we must not give up, and we must like push through and like do it. Yeah. My next question is, this whole situation has caused so much anxiety. It has caused, people to be anxious about what's to come, what's going to be my future, how am I going to, survive through this. So how have you managed your mental health? How have you centered and calmed yourself? How have you,
I can take this question. So for mental health, it's really important that you find first one way to cope with it and one way to find an outlet. So for me, a way that I cope with stress is by listening to music. And for a couple people, it could be art, such as digital art or painting, or it could be something like exercising or dance. Whatever the case may be, you have to figure out what works for you, a healthy coping mechanism to stress. Also, it's important to find an outlet, someone that you can talk to, whether it be a parent, a trusted friend, a therapist, whoever it may be. It's important that you do find someone that you can talk with and release your stress on in a good and healthy way.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But also, like when I was doing my drum major, like when I got into drum major and had to go through training and everything, we zoomed an drum major alumni that has been training the past drum majors for a decade, and he told us that stress is actually a decision. And one example is if there's two students that are taking tests tomorrow, and there's one student that is not ready, he or she is more likely to be stressed out than the student that is more ready. So the same thing applies here. Obviously, we are stressed about that we don't know what the outcome of the future is. However, we should still be in control of what we can control as of right now, because there's also another saying for man saying that you should only worry about stuff that are within the white lines and don't worry about stuff outside of the white lines. White lines meaning the lines that are on the football field. So when you're marching and you're in practice, you should only focus on that because that is something that you can control right as of right now and at that time. And then once you're off that field, you can focus on other stuff, talk to your friends, talk to us as drum majors, and how we can help you. So the same thing applies here. Like you should be able to control what you can control right now. So like your lifestyle, your healthy schedule. So, and for example, if a family or relative has COVID, obviously that's going to stress you out. But what you can mostly do is pray and obviously give a lot of support, fundraise money, but it shouldn't stress you out to an extent that you are giving up your own life and your healthy schedule, because that is also important to you.
I agree with that. I agree with both what Aditi and Adarsh said. Find your stress buster, like if it's running or if it's cycling, and do that a lot and focus on what's happening right now and don't pay attention to the future, because the future is going to happen, right? My next question is, how has your sleep schedule been? I know that during this time our sleep cycles are like kind of messed up. So how has your sleep schedule been, and what is the importance of your sleep schedule?
So I think I'll answer this question. Sleep schedule is super important at a time like this because everyone has so much time on their hands, and so most people aren't able to maintain a stable sleep schedule. So most people end up staying up till like 2 or 3 a.m. and then they'll wake up at 1 or 2 p.m. and it kind of just makes the whole thing upside down. But that's really unhealthy for two reasons. First of all, going back into your daily schedule, it's going to be a problem to be able to work all of a sudden and get back onto a morning schedule when you've suddenly been doing a night schedule for almost a month and a half to 2 months. And the second reason is sleep is super important at a time like this because, first of all, more sleep you get, the higher your immune system is, the better your immune system will be able to protect your body from like outside. And so people who sleep more are less likely to get COVID-19. And on top of that, if you have more sleep, you're just more likely to focus better and have more coordination throughout your day. So it is really important to keep a decent sleep schedule at a time like this.
I'd like to add on. Yes, it is really important to have a sleep schedule. You have to, importantly, having a sleep schedule is something else, but sticking to it is another thing. It's important that you should like keep an alarm to make sure that you're sleeping at that time and waking up at the same time. Just like don't go over 8 hours of sleep or anything that suits you. But also, I'll tell you from experience, Asta said, it does impact your immune system a lot, because during my swim season this year or in the previous years, I came home at like 5 or something. I was super dead, and then I don't know, like it just impacted me studying, and then I used to stay up at like late night, and then I had to wake up at 5 a.m. again for swimming. So that just took a huge toll on me, and everything went downhill. I used to fall sick a lot, and I do not recommend sleeping that late, especially since now is the time to reset your sleep schedule and try sticking to it.
Yeah, so what Adarsh said is so true, because I've experienced that too, but only because I had school and homework and all that stuff. And honestly, I think every teen can relate sleeping at 2 o'clock because you have an exam tomorrow. But since now it's quarantine, we can reset our schedules. What I want to kind of add on is that I've been taking power naps every single day since I was born. And it kind of just helps me rejuvenate and get this kind of energy after I wake up. And the nap is kind of just a power nap. Obviously, it's 15 to 20 minutes long. It's not too, it doesn't make me too tired after I wake up. It's just kind of, for me, I guess it's a kind of meditation, because it kind of just calms me down. Obviously, napping isn't for everyone, and you have to do your research based on how you sleep and not. And for me, I sleep at honestly a good time. I sleep at 11 o'clock, 11:30 p.m. for me as a teen, and I wake up pretty early. And so I'm not saying that I have any kind of bad sleep schedule, but just napping just helps throughout the day if you kind of have a lot of work going on. So just research into that.
I
So I have a question. So what is a good amount of time to sleep for?
8 hours.
Okay.
So 7 to 9 hours is wait, how old are you?
I'm turning 11.
Okay, keep the time between 7 to 9 hours.
Okay.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you for asking that question, Farrell. I definitely agree on what everyone said. You have to have a fixed number of sleep hours, otherwise it affects your immune system, and we don't want to be all tired every day, right? So, we should develop our sleep schedule and make it like proper. My next, it's not a question, but I would like everyone, our panel members, to share a tip on how to maintain a healthy schedule.
I can take that. I think my tip, even though we just did cover it, I do think it's worth mentioning again. Just having a good sleep schedule that's healthy and it works for you is definitely a great way to maintain a healthy and very direct schedule. And you can really, in your mental wellness, can really benefit from a healthy sleep schedule.
Definitely. I also think that you guys should just have some time for yourself, either just doing some meditation and taking care of yourself, like skincare, just go take a bath sometimes. Just have a peace of mind kind of time in your day.
My tip is mainly that everyone should try to make a schedule and write down the things that you want to do in your day. So I have my planner here that every day I kind of just write out whatever I need to do. And I think it's really important that you do this, because this way you can kind of keep track of what you have to do, because you have so much time nowadays that people tend to forget important things that they have coming up or important things that they have to get done. So I think it's important to schedule it out, and maybe not follow from time limit to time limit the schedule, but just make sure that you get everything done.
Yeah, so just like Asta said, I recommend really sticking to the schedule, just not writing it, and make it visible. Keep it somewhere that you can see. Like, for example, I have it over here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's right in front of my face to see what I'm doing every single day. So that's a kind of add-on tip.
adding on to sticking on like an actual schedule, based on a lot of stuff that you have to do that day, it's also important that you stick to an eating schedule, because obviously that is sticking to your schedule. But the fact that everyone has so much stuff to do in a day, if you forget to eat because of the workload, which I sometimes do, and I do not recommend that, because you need energy to do it, and the energy comes from food. So sticking to a eating schedule will definitely boost your energy, and you'll be good throughout the whole day.
Okay, that is very true. I so much agree.
Yeah, my tip would be we won't get this time again. So we have to use it productively and wisely. So learn something new and spend this time with your family, because once you go off to high school or college, you're not going to get this time again. And talk to your grandparents, talk to your family, because you never know, you will learn so much from them and their lives. So talk to them, spend time with them, and just relax during this period. I mean, study, learn something new, but don't take too much tension. So on to you, Julan Auntie. Thank you so much. This concludes our interactive session.
Oh my God. I don't know what to say apart from you all looking so pretty and handsome, your confidence and out professionalism, and, the way it's the best takeaway from for me right now is that I have to run and make that schedule. So I guess the webinar is successful already. Even if we can change one person, it's good to go. But yes, we are open for question answer. We have one question here. What is your toughest exam in your life till now? So yes, does anybody want to answer that?
Well, this is not like a physical exam, but I just feel like life itself is an exam. I don't want to sound cheesy, but like there's so many things you just gotta tackle in our lives, and it's my whole life is an exam, just trying to get through things, getting 100%, or sometimes failing. You learn from failure. So I'd say that. But school-wise, I think the AP psychology and stats and all that exams that happened in the past 2 months, only because we were supposed to do our little exams on a Scantron, and it was just multiple choice. But now the exam was to do in like paragraphs and submitting it online, and that was kind of hard. But yeah.
Based on exams. Oh, sorry. You can go.
No, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Okay. No, based on exams, I kind of agree what Shrishti said. Like, it's like passing and failing, trying new things, going through everything. But based on actual physical exams in school and everything, it's just the fact that you have time to study, time not to study. Because obviously for me, swim season, it was really hard to study because I was like tired all the time and I couldn't maintain a schedule. That really impacted my test taking skills and everything along that. The more prepared you are, obviously you can pass any exam. But yeah, the life exam is the most hardest exam.
I agree.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead. I would like to add on one thing. I agree with both Adarsh and Shrishti, and I agree with Shrishti. Life is the toughest exam. I know it sounds cheesy, but it's true. Based on what Adarsh said, there's some activity going on in your life, and you have to juggle a schedule. So you have to handle people. You meet new people every day. You're learning something new every day, and that itself is an exam. It's a kind of an exam for you on how you're going to retain it, how you're going to maintain friendships and relationships throughout your future.
Thank you, Abhinav. And thank you others too. And anybody else have any question? Please unmute yourself and ask the question or comments or anything that you have to say.
Actually, I think someone asked a question on the Q&A, and it says, on average, as a high schooler, what time did you sleep at or before quarantine? I'll be completely honest. I had a really bad sleep schedule starting from like high school even to the beginning of quarantine, and I was one of those people who was up till 3 or 4 a.m. and waking up at 1 or 2 p.m. So I have been there, done that. And even in high school, I mean, in the beginnings, in freshman and sophomore year, I really struggled with getting a proper sleep schedule. But my dad is a sleep doctor, and so over my sophomore year, I was kind of pushed into maintaining a proper sleep schedule. And then ever since junior and senior year, I have been maintaining a proper sleep schedule. So I will sleep around 12 on a school day and then be able to wake up at 6. And then sometimes during school days, based on how like extreme that day is, I will take power naps as well. But it kind of, you really have to change your sleep schedule as to what happens next, because sometimes some days are just a lot more full than other days, and you have to give yourself more time those days. But make sure that you, like, if you don't get enough sleep one day, then you got to kind of fill it in the next day. So that's my biggest go-to, but I did not have a great sleep schedule before this.
Wow, what an honest answer. And the best part is that, can we all have an appointment with your dad for all our kids? We are all going in a sleep, fight at night almost. So thank you so much. And I love this question from Pranav. So rather than studying, what do you do? So you guys look so, you sound so sorted. You do everything right. So what is something else? Yes, I am with Pranav. Please, yes, Adarsh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll answer that. Basically, like we've added to our presentation, the second slide, we talked about how some of us are dancers, some of us are doing these extra things like cooking and everything. Yeah, I mean, we find time for that too. Like something that you might probably love, find it within yourself, find time for it. Because if you love something and you love to do something and you want to do it with passion, then definitely go for it. And for me, it's like band, dancing, cooking, everything together.
Oh, and I just kind of want to add on, if you have time, try new things. I started playing guitar, and it's kind of fun. So add on newer stuff, because you only live once.
I would like to add on to what Shrishti said. Yeah, definitely learn new things. And this is the time, because you have so much time on your hands. You won't get this time, in the future. So learn something new.
I guess I also want to add on to that by saying that aside from spending time on yourself, make sure you're also spending time with your family, because everyone's going through the same exact thing, and whether you're 14 or 34, your parents are experiencing the same thing. They're missing out on important events in their life, and so make sure you spend time with them and kind of share the love.
Wow, thank you so much. Okay, one question was that if the other kids or youth, they want to present. So how it is, I'll just want to tell it one more time, that if you are interested, so the best thing is to email us at webinar@letustalkit.com. Or what you can do is that if you have a group of friends, as you see the group of the youths that presented today, they are friends. So it was easy for them to coordinate. And if you have a couple of friends along with you, having the same topic in mind, and you can talk and present the way today, the way you saw it was done, then please go ahead and email with your names and age group, because we want to keep the one session with a certain age group, so that it is relatable. So yes, that is, and this webinar will be happening every Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. EST. To let you know. But if you next week, we are already we are having the same group talking about our next topic, very interesting, Indian values and American values. That topic is fixed, people are fixed, we are good to go. So if you have a topic or you want to present, just make sure that you have maybe 2 or 3 friends with you, or who are interested for the same topic, and get going. Okay, now moving on. Any other question from anyone else? Yeah,
I don't really have a question, but I was just gonna say, I appreciate you guys hopping on, because it's around, lunchtime, and you guys are kind of out here speaking. I think that's really interesting, good use of time, speaking of time management and everything. So, I mean, kudos to you guys.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, Harish. I hope you had your lunch while doing this.
I'm like about to eat. I have something at 2, but I
just want to say real fast. Harish is also one of our friends, so it's really nice of him to show up here and support us out.
Yes. So Harish, when are you joining? Forgetting about your lunch and giving a presentation. So
definitely something to think about. It's interesting. I have like English lessons that I teach every week, and it's like right around this time, which is why I kind of have to hop off a little bit earlier. But I thought I have them around 2, but I have a little prep to do for them. But I was kind of interested in joining this, like I said before, hearing your perspectives, because at some point it's just about like sharing stories, and like what everyone's doing with their life. So I think that's interesting. But I'll be sure to think about it.
Yeah, that serves our purpose, that you could schedule and see if you wanted to be present, you did it. So you did something to be present. So that's all it is. So if we know the importance of what we want to do, we can make time out.
Right.
So yeah, that's true. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much for commenting. And, it's always an inspiration when we have a friend around.
Right. Well, thank you for hosting it, Auntie.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Yeah, so this is really amazing, and I think your inspiration is going contagious. We are really getting a lot of positive vibes from the community. So definitely, I think you made a difference, with your tips and with your experiences. Let's keep it going. Every week we'll have these great youth webinars. Let us talk it. And then other than Fridays, we have on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the professional webinars and work on life on other topics as well at the same time, 12 to 1 Eastern time. Yeah, thank you, team.
Now, my last request, since I've heard so much of singing, I mean, dancing also, but I can't ask you to dance here. So, and this is Srini's request as well, I guess, and many of us together representing all the parents. Could we have few lines from few of you or all of you? Please.
We'd like to nominate Srishti as a group. She's the singer here, so we will nominate Srishti.
I can't sing for my life. I'm sorry.
Okay, so you'll be the cheerleader. Okay, go for it.
Okay, again, it's not an option now to back out. I hope most of you know the song Jia Jale. I'll just sing the first few lines of it. जिया जले जा चले नैनो चले दुआ चले रात भर दुआ चले जानू ना सके रे जिया जले जा चले.
Any other languages?
Come on, Uncle, I sang one song.
Yeah, awesome.
Abhinav, you have to. There is no choice when you're the moderator.
Abhi can sing in different languages as well, so.
I know. So did he vanish? I can't see him.
I'm right here, Auntie.
Okay, go ahead.
Singing, I would like to show you this Abhinaya piece that I learned from my last teacher. And so this is basically about, in Bharatanatyam, we don't distinguish male and female, right? So even a male dancer dances and female dancer dances, and both represent, both genders. And this piece that I'll perform, I'll be singing, it will not be good, but Krishna, one of the gods of the Hindu pantheon, Rukmini, his wife, falls in love with Krishna, but she's getting married the next day to someone else. So she's feeling sad, she's feeling hurt, but she's feeling happy because she's writing a love letter to Krishna, telling him to come and take me so that they will elope and get married. I would like to present this. Shrutva gunan bhuvana sundara shrinvatante निर्विश्य कर्ण विवरैर् हरतोंग तापो रूपं दृशां दृशिमताम् अखिलार्तलावं त्वयि अच्युता अच्युता विशति. Thank you.
Oh my God, Abhinav, you just almost a slap came on my face that you can show that expression so well just sitting down and with your face. So nice. Excellent, Srishti. Excellent, Abhinav. Thank you so much for being such a sport. And yes, I think Asta, what about Asta and Aditi? Aditi is keeping quiet.
Oh, I really can't sing.
Okay, will not force. We have some, attendees who got inspired and saying that, can we sing also? Should we tell your names? Okay, so any more comments? Any suggestions? Anything? Please, you can unmute and talk about it and inspire these wonderful youths. Pierre, any comments? Okay, I guess that. Okay, yeah, Anvita.
Thank you for hosting this.
Sorry.
Thank you for hosting.
Okay, thank you for joining. It's a pleasure. So yeah, we'll definitely then thank you all of you, Aditi, Astha, Srishti,
Yeah.
Adarsh, Abhinav. Thank you so much.
Jivan, just a second. I think Abhinav want to speak something.
Oh yeah, I was just looking at the YouTube part, and on the YouTube chat there's a question. Going forward post quarantine, do you find online classes better, lesser peer pressure, and more comfortable, or is it better to get back to campus with everyone around?
Can you repeat that question one more time? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Going forward post quarantine, do you find online classes better, lesser peer pressure, and more comfortable with, or is it better to get back to campus with like a lot of people around?
I can answer that. So I think there's definitely more than one answer to this question. It has to do a lot with how you feel about online classes, because there's both pros and cons of doing online classes versus an actual class session. The con is kind of obvious that when you're doing online classes, it's more likely for you to get distracted and not get your work done exactly as the time permits. So that's one thing. And aside from that, being in person is a little bit more comfortable for me because I get to see other people. And like I said, I'm an extrovert. I love to talk to people. So online kind of feels very lonely and separated. Whereas in classes, like, you can collaborate with different people and, see other people all the time. But the obvious pro of online classes is that you get to do it from home. So, you're more able, some people are more able to focus better when they're working at home and kind of just doing things with their own flow rather than in a classroom as a structuralized study way.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Asta. And this is like another kind of topic just popped up in my head. It's just a thought. We are gonna have failures during quarantine, and I just want to say that don't get discouraged because of them. And it's just a broad advice. Don't take permanent solutions for temporary problems. Just think it through, talk to someone, and find a way around the problem. It's just a broad thought.
Yeah, going off of what Shrishti said, there's a solution to every problem. It's just the fact that you have to open up and find that solution. So going off of that saying, like, it does help a lot. So yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for your insights. And thank you, Abhinav, for getting that question. Yeah, if we have no more question, we'd like to end this session thanking each one of you for your time, effort, your dedication, and being so insightful, helping the community, helping our other people to other youths, other kids to motivate them. And we will be extremely honored to have you next week as well, Friday, 12 p.m. EST, for another Let Us Talk It Youth webinar session. And the topic would be Indian values and American values. But don't forget that we, as Srini said, we will be having our Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday webinar sessions for professionals as well from 12 to 1 p.m. EST. And we have exciting topics like robotic processing, automation, where we have topics on emotional intelligence and so forth. And with that, we end the session today. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and wish you have the rest of the weekend also pretty exciting. And please, all of you guys, you can give a pat at your back and say you did a wonderful job. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you for the
Have a good one.
opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity, and looking forward for next week's webinar because it's a really interesting topic. So I hope a lot of you join.
Thank you. Yes, it is. Thank you.
Thank you.